Okay, we're here with Micall Parknsun for UKBassmusic.com. Thanks for joining us, Micall. For anyone who doesn't know Micall Parknsun, can you describe where you've come from and where you are today, and in particular how you started in hip hop?
Wow, that's a lot to take on, isn't it? Horrible question. I think with me as an artist, I'll just say I'm more based on reality rap. Like that's what I'm more about. I'm a dad, husband, and I love hip hop. I won't let the fact that I am a father and a husband stop me from doing that. And that's my whole thing is, follow your dreams. Make something out of nothing. That's what I'm more or less about. And if you love hip hop, and the basis of where I come from is the golden era. That's what I was raised. I was in secondary school when Nas came out, and all these things before Biggie and Tupac and all this. So I've seen the whole scene grow in terms as a fan as well. So that's what I'd say.
So would you say that you're massively influenced by the American side of hip hop then?
I am, because obviously that's where it came from. You can't deny that. But I mean, because in terms, I'm influenced by a lot of UK artists, artists I work with, and a lot of people who I've seen the scene grow from Rodney P to, obviously Million Dan, Black Twang, Jest, obviously. Like there's many obvious UK artists who've inspired me, as well as US artists who've inspired me to do what I do. So, in terms of that, it's not really, people say, oh yeah, you're into the 95 type hip hop, but who isn't? You know what I mean? So that's what I don't really let other things try and sway me. I like what I like, and I stick to what I like, and that's why I'm me.
Wicked. So what would you say your thoughts are of the UK hip hop scene at the moment?
I'm liking it, man. I'm liking it. I've obviously come from a phase where I've seen it grow and then go down and then grow and then go down. I'd say it's a lot more unified a bit, but I think it needs to be a lot more unified, really, for it to blossom hard. If you really look at other scenes what are not classed as hip hop, but they are hip hop, like the grime scene, and they're all unified. I think we should do the same thing, and it has been done, and it has been good. So. I think the more unified we are, the more the scene will grow.
And how would you suggest that you could unify as a scene? Like, what would help that?
Obviously, like collaborations upon artists, and don't act like your shit don't stink. You know what I mean? That I'm a fan of the art itself. I'm a fan of all these new rappers. I'm a fan of a lot of other people putting out music. Don't be afraid to say, yo, do you want to do a song? Or that's my whole thing, and that's the way it grows. Because we've all got our own kind of selective fan base. If we do, and in the long run, we all share one fan base. We don't need to segregate that fan base, what we share. You know what I mean? So I'm just thinking it will get a lot bigger if we did that.
If you stick together.
Yeah.
So could you name a few rising stars out there at the moment in the UK hip hop scene that you would recommend that we keep our eyes on?
Wow. There's too many to mention. I'd look out for a guy called Kinetic. I'd look out obviously for the usual suspects, Double Edge, Joker Star, obviously, Ono Capono, he's dope. M9, he blew me away, his album blew me away. And obviously a lot of the high focus lot, they're doing their thing. So yeah, that's what I would say look out for, and look out for me, myself and Akai.
And back to Micall Parknsun. Where are some of the favourite places that you've ever performed?
Australia. I would say last year as well. I can't lie, man. Supporting Pete Rock and CL Smooth at the Jazz Cafe was really big for me. There's so many places I've been. It's too many. To be honest with you, I would say that Australia still really hasn't been topped yet. That's what I would say. I really haven't. We've done Melbourne, the SP. It was a place called the SP, and it's one of the best shows I ever done. Still to this day, you know what I mean. And that was old stuff. I'd love to go there and do new stuff, but Hungary was dope. That was a nice place as well. That was really because a lot of people didn't know English, or the English diction language, but they knew my tune bar for bar. You know what I mean? So. That was crazy. I like that. So yeah, Hungary and Australia right now, that's doing it for me.
That's got to be a nice feeling when your music transcends the language barrier, and you've got fans there, even though they don't understand.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But but that's why it keeps you doing it, innit? It's fuel for the fire to keep you just pushing away, plugging away, and inspiration enough to just do more music, you know. So those are the things what really drive me, really.
So talking about your album, Me, Myself and Akai, which is out on January the 28th.
It's out on January.
We do have
28th.
one somewhere we can show.
Yeah.
How you produced this album, didn't you, as well as rapped on it as well.
Yeah.
So how does that differ from producing your own album, basically producing the whole product, to working with other producers?
It's easier, but at the same time it's not easier because you have to come up with everything in it, like the beat, and it starts off with there, and I'm a very, very picky person. Like, I've got loads of beats, like my wife's bugging me. I need to be uploading all my old beats, and you know, I've got really, you know. But in terms of it being easier, it's easier because you ain't got to rely on other people for parts. Because if you work with like loads of producers, which I will still do, you know, it's no because I've done this. That's it. Now I'm only doing mine. It's just like you have to rely and wait on them to send you parts, and then once you got the parts and you have to mix it. Well, when I produce the record, it's all me.
Yeah.
Like, so I've got the parts. I ain't got to rely on anyone but me or my machine. Like, so that was the bonus of it, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm just quite keen to hear what people think, because this is for the first time a whole album just all me. Like, so I'm quite happy with it. I'm proud of it. I've exercised a lot of demons on it, and you know, I'm good to go, really. I'm ready to perform it and tour it now. So, you know, it's been a long time coming.
I suppose as you've obviously not just heavily involved, but you produced everything to do with that album, there must be some tracks that are really close to your heart. Could you name a couple, or is there one or two that are on the album that you really feel strongly about?
There's quite a few. There's some I had fun with, like really fun, and I'll never forget the fun. But there's a song obviously dedicated to my wife called When I See You. There's a song called Living to Die, which really meant a lot to me because I was going through a lot of things at the time, and if I didn't do the song, it's very therapeutic when you can actually put down like lyrics or something what you're going through at the time and how you feel about it. And there's quite a few songs on there, to be honest with you, like Hindsight. I like, really, to be honest, it's the first album where I can say every kind of song has a kind of touch to my heart. Like, there's a bit of it and there's an element of my heart in it, you know. But I would say, like, even there's a song on there called The Monster Under My Bed, and a lot of people don't even really know about my past. When I first came out, I was called my album was called The Working Class Dad. So, you know, it was like, oh yeah, he's got a job. No one really knew that. I just, I wasn't always a good kid, you know what I mean? And with this album, it's helped me, as I said before, exercise my demons, man, and I'm proud of it. You know, like, to be honest with you, I did do this record for me. I know it's very selfish, but I've got to start somewhere, and I've got to be happy with it, you know.
Yeah. So where can we keep up to date with everything that is Micall Parknsun? Where can we hear your tracks? Where can we see you perform? How do we get to know what's going on in your world?
You can check me on Twitter. You can check my website, micallparknsun.co.uk. You can check www.ynr-productions.co.uk. You can check out my Facebook, the YNR Facebook, Instagram, Google. Just Google me. But yeah, you can keep up to date. I'm always, the website's always up to date, like trying to do the best I can. But as in terms of, you can go, and if you want to get the album, get it from Banquet Records, the store we're in, Suspect Packages, or YNR Direct, like, we're online, we're there, you can find me. It's not hard, as long as you got a computer and it's not in some internet cafe or something. That's long, you know what I mean?
Wicked. Thank you very much, Micall, for joining us.
P-Dub sounds regardless, remorseless.